Oh, um, let me fix that real quick. I'm a bit too large. Let me try again. Let me just, there we go. Okay, hi. Hello, hello. I fixed it. I'm not too large no more. I also don't know when my food will be coming, so if I randomly say I have to leave, it's probably because the food is here. And there's nothing I can do about that. So, are you ready for toxic situationship time? Thank you very much, my dear. My little lamb. Oh, it's another little lamb.
Meow, 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 meow.
I love this text-to-speech so much. Alright, well, without further ado, let's get right into it. We are on the right thing. Good, good, good. Also, we reached 110 followers. Oh, Jesus Christ! Reload in with your man! No. Kirby, down! I think we have to go here. Yeah. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center, Space Museum. Well, let's see. Where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago? Oh no. That's the Hat 1 exhibit. Oh wow, look at that photo of the team. Women! There's Clay and Mr. Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, Aura Blackquill, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before. Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos. Let's check out the newspaper article too. Hat 1 launch imminent, and there's a photo of the Hope space probe. I guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder or the sabotage. You really were keeping it a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket. It must be the Hat 1 team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing and the one that belonged to Clay. Actual jacket worn by Hat 1 team member, it says. Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks. Hello? Oh my god, it's Junie! It's Junie! Junie's here! Junie! Oh, Miss Woods, what brings you here? I heard Thena got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here at the scene. You must be so worried, but rest assured, I'm gonna do my very best to defend her. Athena's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her. Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center? What? You didn't know? She used to live here when she was a little girl. She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Yeah. Miss Woods, could you tell me more in detail? Athena in the space station. Athena's mum worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology or something like that. But why was a psychology specialist working at a space research facility? I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too. So it was far from Athena's first time here. Oh no, the month is up! Oh, don't you dare, I've waited all week. I've waited will week for this. Yeah, proceed. So it was far from Athena's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it. She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her. A sad memory? Can you tell me more about it? There was a terrible accident here. It was 7 years ago. The same frame as the Hat 1 launch. Athena's mum, in the robotics lab, she was murdered. What? Oh my god! I know, I'm sorry. After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school. Poor Athena, and all this time she never let on at all. I was so worried about her. I came here so many times hoping to see her. But I never saw her again. No, not this music! I can't! Oh no! It's just a sad, slowed down version of her theme. Shut the fuck up. No, I'm not turning the music up. After a while, we started exchanging letters. But I didn't even get to see her face to face for 7 long years. So the first time you'd seen her in 7 years was during Professor Court's case? That's right, and I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person, so cheerful and happy. Yeah. What was Athena like as a child? She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home. That's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it. She never left the space station much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around. It must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices. Oh my god, depressed baby Athena! She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research. Huh, I wonder what kind of research it was. Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. Autism. Yeah. We used to play together here at the space station center a lot. It brings back memories. Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the space center. Oh, Daddy, show her that picture. Atta girl, good idea. Miss Woods, could you take a look at this for me, please? Who's this hottie on the right? Oh, look! There! It's Athena's mum! the woman on the far right, the one in the kimono, that's Dr. Metis Sykes. Athena's mother's murder. Did it by chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch? What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch. Just as I suspected. Both A's in Athena stand for autism. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. Ah! So this is the murder director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean the crime prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance that her death is somehow connected to the current case. There is? Oh, one sec. Hello? Perfect, I'll be down in a second. Thank you. As you can hear, my food is here. I'll be back.
Sorry, gang, I'm inhaling a burger.
Damn. Was my mic unmuted that entire time? Ah. So you guys just kind of, heard me scarfing down that burger like my life depended on it. Alright, so guys, end of stream. It's been nice talking to you for all of 21 minutes and 31 seconds, but I have to go. Thank you, Kirby. What? Kirby, no. My burger. Also, I did not realize how hungry I was. Okay. Just roleplay the toxic yaoi with me. SMH. Anyway. Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods, and please, try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena. Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you'll take good care of her. But our roleplay doesn't have that. Like, yeah, it has toxic yaoi. but it's not. Yeah, it has other toxic yaoi. You want this toxic yaoi in particular. So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena. We got our plates full, Daddy. I hope we can fit it in before the day is through. The detention center first, then. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over. Teeter tots.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here.
Oh, hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business?
To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Tonate.
The one behind the courtroom incident.
He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about the case. And what he's saying is so incredible, I just had to come right over and hear more.
Incredible? What was he saying?
Oh, why don't you hang around and hear it for yourself?
Really? Us? Are you sure?
Ha ha ha! I give you my special permission. Here comes the bomber now.
You, what nerve you have to come here. You're here to laugh at me, I suppose. Like I'd waste my breath on you. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital. I love Bobby. No! You leave Bobby alone or you're banned from stream. I'd let him hit it more than once if I'm being completely honest, even knowing what I know. He's just a silly, goofy little guy. Hello. Hey, come here. Hi. Mwah. Anyway. Violence? No. Questions? Okay. No violence. Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say it before you attacked him. Fine. Just answer me this then, Mr. Tonate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up? No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room. What are you talking about? Who else could there have been? I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone hand as they were stealing the remote switch. This person was there and witnessed the murder I committed. What? I don't know who it was. But that's who blew up the courtroom. You expect us to buy that? Easy there, Trucy. I don't see any Cyclops, so I guess he must not be lying. Pardon me, I got a little carried away. But I am telling you the truth, I did not detonate that bomb.
And there you have it. We can't exactly ignore his claims, of course, so we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it.
Ooh, this is important. This is important. That's very important.
We haven't found any new facts yet, though.
Well, they've laid it all out piece by piece. I don't remember anything, but we saw this rock today in the stream. It's not spoilers. I'm just making connections. See, this rock and this rock. See? I don't remember anything, but this rock and that rock are the same. That's all I know. No, that's a piece of the rock, silly. That is a fragment of the rock. You
calling you a silly little guy. A silly little guy. See? It's just a small chunk. Oh, look at all those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them. Uh-oh, looks like its geek switch has been activated. Not the only thing. Yeah. See? Look, okay, I don't know. I don't remember. But the reason I call... Because I know it's Annie, right? And I know Annie is a girl. And I know Annie is femme-presenting. However, morally, I don't feel right calling Annie a silly little girl. So saying silly little guy saves me a little bit. Well, because I know sometimes I mess up when you're fronting and use, like, you know, mask identifiers and whatnot. And I know you don't like that. So I just wanted to give explanation as to why I've called you a silly little guy instead of a silly little girl. Because morally, silly little girl sounds a bit weird to me. It's one of my squeaks. Anyway. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning. Oh yeah, you're really silly. Anything but that. Anyway, I'm afraid I have to be off now too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes.
You're gonna go see Athena now?
That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go. Ha 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 ha. Come here, Sykes. Huh? No. No.
What bad timing. Looks like we'll have to wait until after our questioning's over to see her. After we came all this way too. Well, I guess it's back to the space center. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Right. Oh, I'd let Bobby hit it as well. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center Robotics Lab.
So this is the robotics lab, huh? It looks like it's exactly one floor above the boarding lounge. And where people were directed to evacuate from via the emergency ladder. And this is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots. Daddy, look! Over there!
Oh my god, it's Polly!
So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Apollo and Aura Blackwell. I wonder what they're talking about. Well, well, come to spoil our fun? Just when I was enjoying our alone time.
Trucy and Mr. Wright.
If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He said he's investigating on his own. And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab. Well, this is my lab, so you'll need my permission if you want to do any snooping. I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed, and they all lived happily ever after. Daddy, say something to her. Daddy, sing me. And I suppose you're going to defend the princess in court, am I right? The princess, huh? Guess she's talking about Athena? Of course, Athena is innocent. Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo? I don't know yet. Apollo, how could you? What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you, or should I say, former subordinate. I can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena? Phew, all this laughing has worn me out. Your turn to say something, hunker junk. Mr. Terran, you look pale. Should I help you to the sick bay? Mr. Terran? But that's Apollo you're talking to. Oh, this hunker junk is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo's possessed by Clay's ghost. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran? Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran? I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and haunt the lawyer that defends her too, of course. A robot that can see ghosts? Yeah, right. And I'm a spirit medium. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that in my chat? What the fuck is that? What? Wait, who's stopping what? What? Anyway. Hey, yo. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena no matter what you have to say about it. How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight in the truth. Just like 7 years ago. Could you tell me more about the incident 7 years ago? Oh, right. Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask for in return? I'd like to hear about that incident too. It'd help me understand the current case better. Huh? Apollo knows about that case too? Well, if you're the one who's asking Apollo, come on, hunker junk, you tell the story. But, Miss Aura, that's private information. If you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk. I fixed it. Yeah, yes. Who cares about personal privacy? Not me. I'm ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information. Wow, what a magic trick. He's like a completely different robot now. The bodies of all the robots that come through this lab are designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much younger then. Yikes, better watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Klongo. And then our hearts were created by that great genius, Dr. Metis Sykes. Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing? Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Metis transcend humans. Ah! Metis. Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. Oh, she has a picture of her girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend. You're bitchless. Anyway. I don't think so. Nobody could continue Metis's research. She and her work really were truly one of a kind. And now the two navigation companions are all that are left of Metis here on Earth. The robots are all that's left. Isn't she leaving out a very special someone? A very important? You did. We built the ultimate creations together, but now she's gone. I get the feeling Dr. Sykes loves her robots almost as much as she loved her. Well, time to continue eating fries.
I'm gonna go high. Sorry, let me just shovel one more fry into my mouth. I do. I have a whole box left. No. I'm very hungry. Yes. Do you like mayonnaise? Oh, I can't say no to you. I'm gonna marry you. I said, do you like mayonnaise? Yeah. It's garlic mayonnaise. Bax, you don't like pasta. You don't get a say in this. Alright, Kirby, you can have 3 fries. I get the feeling that Dr. Sykes loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost somebody too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay. I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat. In a lesbian way. And in a gay way. See, this is the only time the lesbians and the gays can get along. Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk. Clonko is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain and I can always repair his body. Besides, the hearts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program Metis wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just peripherals. So, I can do anything I want to them. I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things. But why are you people looking into such an old case now anyway? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case. So Daddy's going to find out who killed Dr. Sykes too? Don't know. What? I don't know why my voice broke like that. I apologize. I'm sure you're aware of who Metis' killer is. Yes, Prosecutor Blackwell, or so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it? I can't say anything for sure right now, but that's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it, to help me be sure. I was the one who introduced Simon to Metis, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court. Prosecutor Blackwell's forte, his infamous power of suggestion technique. Exactly, and he was oddly serious about it, rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like how a loyal samurai would treat his sovereign. He seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. He even got along well with that miserable little princess. Why do you keep calling Athena the princess anyway? Well, she's Metis' daughter after all, and she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around? Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aura yesterday. Ha ha! Look 'em up, boys! Alright, sorry, sorry Kirby, you're going to jail. Kirby has been put in jail. Please unban Kirby. I can't do it. I don't know how. Kirby, speak. Say something, Kirby. Tell us you're alive. Well, no, because it deletes all their messages for me. Let me just... Yeah, I don't have Twitch open, unfortunately. Yeah. I let Bobbit do the questioning as well. It all makes sense now. So the culprit behind those two cases could be the same then, huh? That settles it then. What does it settle? None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are you people gonna hang around in here anyway? What? We came here to take a look around. You think you could just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me your search warrant. I bet you really wish you were this fucking robot now. We're not the police, so we don't have one. See, Bax, I knew you were gay. Then get out. Now! Clonko, show them out! Certainly, Miss Aura. Ouch! Don't push! My apologies, I'm just following orders. What a way to get shown out. The nerve of that woman. What's with her horrible attitude? She's a sad lesbian. I guess that's just how she is. And why was Apollo going along with her? I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay just how Aura lost Dr. Sykes. I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that. I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky? I'm gonna go keep an eye on him. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye, child. She's gone. What should I do now? Detective Fulbright's probably still questioning Athena. I guess I'll go back to the office alone. Well, yeah. Well, obviously, I already said they were gay for each other like 4 times. Well, here I am. This office has never felt so empty. I guess I haven't been at the office all by myself in a long time. No. When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And then, for a while after that, she was always by my side. She was always by my side. But now I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired. Huh? There's something on the floor. What's this letter doing here? Hey, Nick. It's been a while, huh? Miss me? I know this handwriting. Oh my god, it's Maya! I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. That must have been really something. Although, weird is on par for the course with you. I think she, or whatever paper she's reading, is a little off on the details. I'd love to come visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part with my training. So instead, think of me as you watch those Steel Samurai videos I sent. I'm sure damn, she's sending him TikToks. I'm sure they'll cheer you right up.
Yours truly, Maya Fey. Good old Maya. It's as if she knew I was feeling down and needed a lift.
I can't wait to play Spirit of Justice.
Maya was my assistant for quite a while. Believe it or not, she's a spirit medium. This Magatama I use on Cyclops. Maya's the one who gave it to me.
Yeah.
But I wonder how this letter got here.
Is that Pearls? It's Pearls and she's all grown up! Look at my baby! It's Pearly! Ah! Sorry, I feel normally. That's not the baby no more. Oh, she's still baby.
How have you been, Mr. Nick?
Pearls, you've grown!
This is Pearl Fey, although I call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin, who's also a spirit medium. A very talented one at that. I've known her since she was 8 years old.
She didn't grow an inch. She used to be like down here. She's like doubled in height. Well, sprite height at least.
But Apollo and Athena only met her a few months ago.
She's 14 now, I think. Oh, she's fucking hell. She's 17. She's older than Trucy?
Oh, okay.
They could make it work. But yeah, she's a year older than Trucy. Yeah. Oh, that's not an age. That's not an age. I'm sad now.
You didn't come all this way just to bring me a letter, did you? I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked. But I can't believe there was a big explosion here. Your office doesn't look any different.
She's even further off the details than Maya.
I wish I could take you out to eat or something, Pearls, but there's a lot going on.
Oh, I knew that. I didn't come here for a social visit, you know, Mr. Nick. They listed Metis's age as just deceased. Like, that's not an age. She's so pretty. But also, she looks absolutely nothing like Athena. It's the same way that Aura and Blackquill look nothing alike. Like, they don't have similar eye shapes. They don't have similar... Like... They don't even have similar nose shape. How do they look any-what similar? We don't know Athena's dad. They even have completely different hair textures. Athena has a completely different face shape to her mother. And a different nose shape. And different eye shape. So you see how, like, with some games, it's like, oh, characters have same face syndrome. Ace Attorney's completely different. They have people who should be related don't look related syndrome. That's not a resemblance, my love.
Did you read the postscript on the letter?
Huh? There's more? Oh, yeah, here it is. The PS.
I bet you've been too busy to clean or take care of the office, so Pearlie said she'll come and help you. Isn't that sweet? You better thank her.
Oh, so that's what you're doing here. That's awfully nice of you, Pearls.
Maya and Pearls. Thanks to these two, I'm starting to feel a little better. Thank you, girls. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna whip this place into shape.
She came here to clean. She's... So that's really funny because they're... Out of everyone, we're not meant to know they're related. I can't believe she came all the way down here to clean. Like, it's like my mum and my sister. They came here just to clean.
You just concentrate on your work and don't mind me at all. I'll need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about his case. With the trial still going on, they must be holding him down at the detention center. Oh no.
Annie! Annie! Psst, 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 psst. Annie! Guess what we're doing? Guess what we're doing?
Well, look who's here. I wonder what they're talking about. All this time and you haven't said a word. It's even turning your hair grey.
I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls?
Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk.
Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today?
Enough for today? Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. When there's no tomorrow? What is she talking about?
We have company, Aura. Please try to calm down.
All right, fine. I see you're not going to listen no matter what I say. I had it. If that's the way you're gonna be, I have another plan up my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon, because I'm done. Do as you please. See if I care.
What?
Well, I could cut the tension here with a katana. Right, Dono. It looks like Fulbright saved your case in court this morning.
What? Oh, yeah, he did. You bounced back to business quick. Prosecutor Blackwell, forgive me, but it was the just thing to do.
But, as a result, Sykes Dono was arrested. Was that also the just thing to do, too? Shit.
Mr. Lawyer, I'm sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I do?
Don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocence.
I wouldn't take things so lightly if I were you, right, Dono?
Oh, he's angry. He's very angry. This is blade-proof glass, right? Why is my voice keep cracking? Hydrate. Lubricate. I meant my voice. If you want to ask, Annie. Thank you. I'm hydrating.
Prosecutor Blackwell, we're looking into the case from 7 years ago.
Yes. Don't look too much into it, Kirby. You won't want the answer.
You're looking for somebody who you call the Phantom of 7 Years Past, aren't you?
You villain. Where did you hear about that?
This glass is absolutely positively blade-proof, right? No. Oh, he's stupid. It wasn't me. I didn't see a single word. Oh, shit.
Ouch. Well, at least it wasn't my fault. Could you tell me who this Phantom is? Also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you?
God, the guest is leaving.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me. The culprit in the current case might be the same as the one in the case 7 years ago. If you would cooperate, we could probably solve both cases.
I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without a question, me. I stole Psych Stoner's mother away from her. I destroyed her life. Prosecutor Blackwell. God, where are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you.
Huh? Huh? Put that emoji away.
There he goes. No! We've upset Prosecutor Blackwell. Now what are we going to do, Mr. Lawyer? There isn't much we can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I asked you just a little bit more about that old case? We'll find out. Well, I guess it won't make any difference now. What would you like to know? He has no teeth line. That's weird. I love him. Do you know anything about the trial that got him convicted? A little. The police called the incident the UR1 incident. Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychology mentor. Kinda like your Mr. Red Lawyer. Kinda like if your Red Mr. Lawyer were to kill you. I don't want to think about that. There were 2 decisive pieces of evidence, so a verdict was reached very quickly. 2 pieces of evidence, huh? What were they? Let's see. The first was some security footage. He was the only one who used the corridor in the murder scene to the murder scene in the time of the crime. The only one, huh? Ouch, that does sound pretty decisive. Could you show me that footage? Oh, sorry, I don't have it with me right now. It's 7 years old, you fucking idiot. I don't carry it around with me. God. I guess I'll have to see it some other time. And what was the second piece of evidence? This one's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime scene.
Look at him with his short hair.
See? There he is at the crime scene holding a bloody katana. It was the victims. Kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture. Whoa. It'll be hard to explain this one away. But who took this picture, Detective? The incident happened the day before the Had 1 launch. A reporter who had come to do a story on the launch was in the room across from the lab. This just so happened to show up in one of the pictures he took. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was odd. He's definitely hiding something.
You leave him alone. He's a good man.
Prosecutor Blackwell said he was hunting a phantom of 7 years ago, didn't he? Yes, and I imagine it's getting more and more urgent as his execution date approaches. What did you just say? Execution date? What? Did I say something? Never mind me, you didn't hear a thing. So he was given the death sentence? Yes, he told me not to tell you people, actually. But I guess there's no sense in hiding it anymore. His execution date is tomorrow. What? Tomorrow? No. Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today? Enough for today? Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. But what if the culprit in the current case is the same as the one from 7 years ago? Then it would be the worst possible scenario. Prosecutor Blackwell would have been executed tomorrow under a false charge. But that would be unthinkable. We have to do something right now. I want to do something. I want to, but... You're a lawyer. You just know how hard it is to overturn a decision. I know, but why? Why isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of fight? You saw how he was, right? He's been like that ever since his conviction. Totally uncooperative. Not even his own sister could persuade him. Uncooperative? When he's about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit? This isn't right. I can't let this happen. I have to stop it somehow. Oh, pardon me. Looks like I have a phone call. Fulbright here. What? What's happening? You've got to be kidding. That's quite a reaction. I bet you're making a big show of it right now. Mr. Lawyer, the robots, sir! Detective Fulbright, get a hold of yourself, man! What kind of... some kind of robot malfunction? Not a malfunction. They're staging a revolt. The machines are rebelling against the humans. They'll hold themselves up in the Space Center have taken the visitors their hostage. Trucy! Trucy! My daughter! Have you seen my child? She's about this tall, clearly gay, but we haven't had the talk yet. They did what? No. Trucy!
Hi, Vinny. Were you worried about Trucy as well?
Me too. We have to get that right. We have to get right over there. This is going to be one heck of a battle. Guys, they've got Trucy.
Happy Vinny!
Damn, they have the riot police. The riot police? The robots are really holding people hostage? Hmm? Look, Mr. Lawyer, what do you suppose these group of peoples are swarmed around?
But I was only trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost.
You robots have declared war on us humans. You've even taken hostages already.
Stay away from it. You don't know what it'll do. But he's not a bad robot. Can't you see he's just trying to help me?
I recognize that voice. Detective Fulbright, are you okay here on your own? Leave it to me. All right, people, what's going on here?
Pearls, over here. Oh, Mr. Nick, there you are. I heard the terrible news and I got so worried.
Thanks, Pearls. I can hardly believe what's happening myself.
I'm so glad you found each other. When people are happy, I am happy.
Klonko seems the same as before.
When people are sad, I am happy. When people are angry, I am... When people are... Oh, did I say something odd? Did I... Error!
Uh-oh, there is something wrong with him.
Ah!
Oh. Ah, fuck, they killed Klonko.
Looks like he fell asleep. He must have been tired.
Klonko? Klonko's now an evil lesbian.
Human beings are our enemies. It's time for the machines to take over.
Ah, the robots are rebelling.
Everybody run! Ah!
It's an all-out war. This is the end of the world. Ha ha ha, fools. How could you fall for something so cliché?
I'm a human too, you idiot. I'm just controlling the robots remotely.
What?
But it is true that I've taken hostages, so you better not make me mad. Hey, you, hostage number 1, come here and I'll let you talk to them.
Huh? There's something being displayed on Klonko's face screen. It's the Space Museum.
Daddy? Daddy, is that you?
Trucy? Trucy, is that you? Yes, we've established. No, Trucy, are you alright?
About 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage, Daddy. They've gone haywire. The researcher's the one behind it. She's the one
This girl talks too much. Trucy, talk to me.
Why are you doing this?
I'm glad you asked. My demands are simple, and I hope that detective is listening. Bobby Fulbright here, I'm all ears. Right time. Laura's fucking around, man.
Okay. Okay, let me finish these fry. Annalise. Sorry, that's a bit funny to me. Anyway.
I want you to bring someone. Oh. I want you to bring someone to me. Clay Terran's murderer, Athena Sykes. Athena?
Now, hold on just a moment. I can't give in to a demand like that.
So you don't care what happens to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out then.
No, wait. Mr. Lawyer. My sense of justice is fucking... No, I have absolutely no right to make such a ridiculous request, but...
But you need me to buy some time, right? Got it. I'll see what I can do, but promise me you'll never hand Athena over, and you won't just give up on the hostages either.
Of course I won't. Now, I'd better go contact headquarters.
Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time? I have no idea yet, but this hostage taker, could it be? If you don't bring me that little princess, I'll have Hunker Junk kill all the hostages. Princess? Hunker Junk? There's only one person this could be. In which case, there must be something I can use as a bargaining chip. Holy shit.
I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls?
Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Hostage Taker, Athena's not a murderer. What are you talking about? She's been arrested and they've got her in detention. I'm telling you the truth. Look at the person. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Well, it's not Athena, it's someone else. Alright, let's hear it from your stupid little theory. Who's this real killer? I don't know yet. But the culprit is the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. The UR1 incident. I believe you have a personal interest in that case. Huh. It's too late to change what's going to happen now, no matter how wrong it is. But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it. Just... what exactly are you proposing?
Retry it in court. Recreate it. We need a volunteer.
I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you make that demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you. It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we could find out the truth. That's good. Real good. Hey, detective! I'll give you 1 hour. Get a courtroom ready.
1 hour? But that's impossible. Please, at least give us until tomorrow.
If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait. If we're going to have a retrial, we'll need a prosecutor. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. She will. And I guess I could be fair and let you come in and check out the crime scene. But Hunker Junk here will be watching you, so don't try anything funny, you got it? Now, follow Hunker Junk. Right, police, make way. We're coming through. Mr. Nick, wait. I'll help you with the investigation. Thanks, Pearls. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going in. We'll deal with that later. Aura dropped us off with a warning not to touch anything until she got back. I wonder what's taking so long. But we can't start the investigation yet, can we? Even if we could, this mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago. Mr. Wright? Ah, it's the hostage taker. I'm back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived. A guest? A guest? Hey!
Yeah! It's baby girl! It's his gay lover and his sports car. Miles Gay Edgeworth. Yeah, Eggsworth.
I trust you've been well, Wright.
Miles Gayworth. He puts the edge into Edgeworth. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? I fucking love his theme. Okay, time to try and find a voice for this man. This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been friends since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times back when he was a prosecutor, but now he's chief prosecutor. No, he just has grey hair. He's always been like this. Friends.
Oh, hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you?
He's chief prosecutor now. Pretty soon it'll be a year, right?
That's right. Oh, a title is nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing matters to discuss?
Miles Edgeworth.
So what are you doing here, Edgeworth? The captor has chosen me as the prosecutor for the UR1 case. Ah, she's good. She went all the way up to the top. I gathered all the information I could in the short time I had. I'll give you a rundown. You're always so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Just call me Miles. Thanks. I appreciate this.
Ah! Thanks, I appreciate this. I could really use the help.
I'll start with a brief overview. The victim was the psychologist Dr. Metis Sykes. Yeah, Athena's mother. 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here in this very room. I have 2 crime scene photos, the police notes on them for you to see. What a terrible way to die. This other photo shows the other side of the room, I see. I also have the autopsy report for you.
You're not going to update it.
The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found at the scene. Yes, Detective Fulbright mentioned she was into Japanese culture. The body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. The police were called in because of the sabotage threat on the Hat 1 launch.
Oh, they might.
Yeah. Yes, Director Cosmos mentioned this too. A few hours after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor. I heard his trial was over in a flash. Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in only 1 session. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was a decisive evidence against him too. The security camera video. And a photo of the moment of the this was never him talking. And a photo of the moment of the crime, as I recall. But did Prosecutor Blackwell have a motive? To this day, his motive is still unknown. He insisted he did it, but would never say why. So that means he must still be hiding something. Right, and there's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public. Yeah, I know. The part about a spy, right?
Right. How on earth do you know about that? Director Cosmos told me after a bit of pressure. Huh? Ah? What happened? Ah. Was it hot single followers in your area? He told me espionage and sabotage was behind the Hat 1 miracle.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I've always been good at keeping secrets.
Well, I might as well tell you now. They really do suspect Blackwell of being a spy. They think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to steal the moon rock. But if you can prove that the Hat 2 bombing was the work of the same spy, we can stay the execution. It's a possibility. That's why I intend to help you any way I can.
Thanks, Edgeworth. Thanks, babe. Now all we have to do is comb this room for evidence.
Let's do it together.
They are her dads. No. Good day.
Hey, look at this row of rolling cases. I bet the wheels make it easier for people to move heavy research materials around.
I bet they'd be fun to ride around in. We could probably even both fit into the biggest one. I know, we could have Prosecutor Edgeworth push us.
I don't trust him not to push us down a flight of stairs.
Wait. Oh, in Bax's stream. I was gonna be like, how's Bax banning you from my chat? Bax isn't a mod.
This is one heck of a robot.
There's something written on it. Is this supposed to be a poem? I cut down anyone who displeases me. I make the rules. I am the law. I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judge Tron, JT version 2.0.
I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even completed yet. He's right, Pearls. There's no sign of it in the photo from 7 years ago either. They were building the Hope space probe here at the time. The murder occurred after the space probe had been removed from the room. So it was long gone by the time somebody took this picture, huh?
You can see the probe in the newspaper photo.
Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too. A strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture. Note that the same rock is absent from the crime scene photo.
It was stolen.
I hear there's a lot of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact for all of civilization. It's like we're in the new space race with every other country out there.
So the person who stole it think it was our spy? I'm sure of it. Dr. Sykes was probably killed because she was a roadblock in their plan. Unfortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is the culprit.
Not the government.
It's about as cluttered as my office, but I think it's a workbench.
Mr. Nick, I think this must have been a kitchen. Look at this photo. See that cute little food processor?
This isn't a food processor, Pulse. That's the Hope capsule. It was scheduled to be loaded into the Hope robot probe in that fateful day. The three people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body. The first on the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, was it? And they were here to collect the capsule, which reminds me. So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right?
Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead?
Apollo and Aura Blackwell. I wonder what they're talking about.
Edgeworth, do those three people have a bag with them for transporting the capsule?
Oh, you mean this? It's a custom-made, shock-resistant bag, but how did you know? Oh, just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it is all. So he's looking into the case from 7 years ago on his own, is he?
Hope capsule updated in the court records.
What's this? It looks like a giant power plug. It's attached to what looks like an electrical vehicle charging station.
That's a charging station for us robots. We come here periodically and charge ourselves up.
Wow, machines that maintain themselves. That's pretty cool.
If our batteries run out and we lose consciousness, we never know what Miss Aura will do to us when we're down, you'll see.
Nothing motivates quite like fear, huh? What's this? Giant robot arm, maybe?
It's pretty big for an arm, but you're right. I think these thin parts here are finger bones. They're even about as long as they're even about as long as my legs. There's a spiked ball and a drill on the floor too. Is Aura trying to create some kind of weapon of mass destruction? Maybe she wants to use it to demolish a big building or something. I can picture her gleefully tearing down the street doing just that. I'd better not think about it anymore. Okay, I'm not forgetting anything over here. Aura's desk is a mess. Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up. Wait, before you do. Metis. Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. It's Metis Sykes. Clonko, can I talk to you? I really hope she's back to normal. You wish to speak to me, Mr. Wright? If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aura like 7 years ago at the time of the incident? When Mother died, Miss Aura was confused. Huh? So he calls Dr. Sykes mother, but Aura Blackwell Miss Aura? With the loss, she exhibited a severe cataclysmic imbalance. Cataclysmic. Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means. Pardon me, searching for alternative expression. She would spend nights crying and then take out her feelings on those around her. After Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded for a retrial as well. That's correct, but without new evidence her requests were ignored, and then little by little Miss Aura began to change. She started to hate when I called her Mama Aura. And before long she started hating the court system and abusing Clonko, huh? That murder destroyed so many lives. Right, take a look at this paper on Dr. Sykes and Miss Blackwell's research. Clonko and Clonko, they're the robots with hearts that Dr. Sykes created. Can determine a presence for human with their heartbeat detection system, recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform ID jacket ID tag, can also recognize a person by facial features once a face has been registered, can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice and communicate with them. That's Ponko. In addition, they can recognize people by their ID and facial features. And they can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing. Yeah. The robot has mummy issues. I don't know, HWF. Maybe they'll be more human more human than you. What's that supposed to mean? Kinda sounds like these robots can do what Athena does. Looks like an operating table. It's in the photo too. Yes, it was here then as well, with the victim's body lying on it. There's a button here. Oh, I know, I'll try pushing it. Pearls, don't touch the... Oopsie. Hey, it's moving. It appears to be a robot assembly device. Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? Please don't push any more buttons, Pearls. Oh, it looks like a little robot. I wonder what it does. Cleaning, maybe? A cleaning robot must follow a human's orders as long as it causes no human harm. Yikes, it talks. A cleaning robot must keep desk clean without violating the preceding clause. However, Miss Aura says she prefers to moderate her level of clutter on the desk. Oh, what is the purpose of my existence? I guess slack off and cut some corners on in his vocabulary bank. An emergency ladder. This must be the one they used during the evacuation. The explosion disabled the elevators, so I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. And Miss Blackwell was As Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building, she saw the culprit inside.
I wonder which would have been scarier, that or looking down. Well, I guess that's about it for this room. So what do you think, Wright? Any ideas? There's still a lot of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow. After all, you asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgeworth?
What? He did?
Yep, he called it a special request. He does a lot of special requests. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred.
So that's what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back?
Yep, the Blackwell case. Right, I have a special request for you. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? Haven't been one for a long time. That idea misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Very soon a convict will stand as prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on him. Ah, just when I'm beginning to actually like the job I have now. Right, I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all of the details. Hey, no need to apologize. It's like I said on the phone the other day. I know that the type of criminals you're after now aren't small fries anymore. Looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah, that's for this very reason I returned. Time to bring it to an end. I'm going to end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about. The dark age of the law. Doo-doo-doo.
The dark age of the law? It sure comes up a lot these days on TV and the papers. All I hear, there are more false charges and fabrications of evidence than ever.
When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. It all began 8 years ago. A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence, and a year after that, a prosecutor was found guilty of murder.
Wait, do you mean?
That's right. He was talking about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell's. It was a downward spiral after that, an absolute nightmare. After those two cases, the mass media launched an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted, and before long the legal word itself was sucked into it. It's such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other and pursue the truth together.
It's so sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and to each other.
Yes, and do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age now where winning is valued far more than the truth. I'm sure it's caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many a night's rest. Yeah. They just looked at him and they were like, yeah, we expect this from him. Is it just me, or did his brows get even more furrowed than the last time I saw him? Those hostage-takers' disdain for the courts is a perfect example of the times. It sure is. Can you kiss and make up? Do you have any idea who the hostage-taker might be? Well, somebody who mistrusts the court system and can manipulate the robots. It can only be Aura Blackwell. Who else but her would want a retrial of the case from 7 years ago so badly? Simon Blackwell's oldest sister and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena. The important thing is for you to solve UR1 and prove Blackwell's innocence.
And then maybe she'll release the hostages.
I'm counting on you, Wright. Set that prosecutor and those hostages free. Break his chains.
And I'll be counting on you in court to help me too.
Of course, I'll do everything I can to uncover the truth. This isn't an official trial. I'm more at liberty to be a little unorthodox. Ah, this is the trial where he says, yes, Daddy. To Edgeworth.
Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation?
Yeah, but I'd still like you to tell the hostage taker something for me. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena.
She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center.
So I'm still being watched, huh?
What are you doing? Why are you in the bag?
Ah, I see, okay. I'll see you in court, Edgeworth. Even if it will be undocumented trial, it'll be good to face you in court again.
My favorite thing is how prosecutors are always like moving all over the place, and then there's just Phoenix, who, like, he just stays where he is. He's gone from like just a lawyer to no lawyer to lawyer to mentor kind of thing. But like, Edgeworth out here getting like promotions.
She was right by my side only a
Few short hours ago. Phoenix is Phoenix.
but I feel like I haven't seen her in ages.
Oh, Mr. Wright! Oh my god! And Pearly, too! I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant.
And because you're my friend, I was worried about you.
Thanks, boss.
You're not the only one who's worried either.
Really? Who else?
I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself she came to find me. She told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place.
Oh, so you know, huh? I'm really sorry I didn't tell you.
It's alright, but there are some things I'd like to ask you.
Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you.
I can't wait for them to kill him in Ace Attorney 7. Day of the crime.
Tell me more about the day Clay was murdered. I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum.
Right where the culprit fled to? That's not good.
I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago, but when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things could be different this time. I must have taken a lot of courage for you to face your past like that.
She is a year younger than Athena. Pearls is a year younger than Athena. They could theoretically be the best of friends.
So I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosions. This was before the launch pads had been switched. There was a sign that said closed for repairs and they weren't letting anyone in.
Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there.
But I snuck in anyway.
Did you want to see the Hat 1 group photo, the one with your mother in it?
I did. But what I really wanted to see was her jacket.
That jacket on display, that was Dr. Sykes.
But I should have known it wouldn't have been easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Everything around me went hazy and I couldn't see. I tried to get out of there somehow. But I guess I passed out.
Fry time over.
Wait, who made a clip? When was a clip made?
When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows where people couldn't really see me. Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave. How long do you think you were unconscious for, Athena? I was out until about noon the next day. I didn't even know about the explosion. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went into boarding lounge too. My mind must have still been fuzzy because my memory is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home. No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough. Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay? I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course I believe her. But will anyone else? What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing? Machines that could tell people's emotions by the tone of their voice, and my special ability. Someday, when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. So she said they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt. Wow, robots that can understand people! I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work. She never did pay any attention to me. Oh, sorry about that, dredging up all that old stuff. No need to apologize. So I guess her home life was complicated. Oh, by the way, Miss Wood said something about you always wearing headphones? She always wore these big heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them wear them as part of her research. I had to wear those every time I went out. Oh, I hated them so much. But she wouldn't listen. What were they for? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. But I don't remember it now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Okay, but let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research. I once believed that, but just about the only thing my mother left me with our widget and this earring. Oh, it's beautiful! It's made of a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me, in her own way. I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did, because that's what I want to believe too. Oh, that's okay.
Moon rock.
I better ask her a little bit more about her mother's research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab. Oh, the Ponko series. You must have gone to the robotics lab. You seem to really love Ponko and Klonko. Yeah, my mother made them, and I grew up around them, you know. Oh, there's one of those cute little robots in this photo too. See Ponko's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and around. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I didn't really understand the differences between robots and people back then. So I thought if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. It looks like there's something written on those bandages, but it's in Japanese, so we can't read it. Yeah, I wrote stuff like, "Get well soon, Ponko." But in the end, my mum just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh, that must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab. I was so impressed by what my mum did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table to fix me if I ever got hurt. It looked like magic to me, what she could do. A little girl who grew up around robots, she seems to have some good memories of it. On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center? Yes, a little. And this person has even taken hostages? I guess I'd better spare her the news about Trucy.
Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago.
What? You're kidding me. So that means Prosecutor Blackwell might...
Yep, I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it.
So wait,
Did you know him back then?
yeah, he used to come visit my mum a lot. He studied psychology under her, and he would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases. He was very kind and considerate, and straight as an arrow.
Unlike now, where he's more twisted than a basket of snakes.
That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming. He didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anyone else know what I was talking about?
She heard the voice of his heart.
You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave to give testimony.
Pearls is right. You did the very best you could at the time.
But nothing I said did any good. I was shaking. I was a shaking and scared little girl, small and ineffectual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed closed up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks. That's because one day I came to the realization that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be.
Yeah.
I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. Then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me.
It doesn't seem like Athena knows that Prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow.
I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out there and go save him.
Come to think about it, she said something like that during the Themis Legal Academy trial. She mentioned that there was somebody she wanted to save. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell.
No, I wouldn't judge you. I would just start crying. Look, okay, I'm struggling not to cry as it is.
I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say?
No, I can't tell her.
But how can I lie to Athena?
He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent.
He was? I wonder if he smiled like he used to back then.
If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial.
I'm a very emotional person. Sosha might also be here, and she's making me extra emotional. Don't even get me started on a war one.
I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure isn't an option here.
Hey! I thought you might be here, Mr. Lawyer. We're in trouble.
We are? What is? What? I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session.
Oh no, this is an emergency!
It's okay, I need him here. I won't cry.
It's very difficult to interrupt a trial once it's underway.
It's from Trucy. Trucy! No, I'm glad for him ruining the moment. I didn't want to start sobbing. I told you I'd give you 1 hour.
I guess it's time for me to pick one of the hostages. No, wait, we still have a little more time. Besides, all of the courtrooms are being used right now. Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. The poor thing, she's a little too young to die, don't you think? No, don't you dare hurt her. There has to be something I can do.
The cruelest injustice is about to befall us.
No, this can't be happening. Mystic Maya, help us.
Wait a minute, Maya? I read somewhere you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. Must have been really something, although the weird is par for the course with you. The courtroom blew up. That's it. There is a courtroom we can use after all. Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to say to her? Oh, that's... Aura, please don't add to the crimes you've already committed. So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway. We're ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4, the one blown up by the bomber. Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick. I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it's only befitting. I'll go get the place ready right away. The drama. I didn't exactly pick the place for this for its astonishing factor. How about it? You ready to have your brother's innocence proved? My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention it's not Simon you'll be defending? What? Not Prosecutor Blackwell? I indict Athena Sykes on the charge of murdering her own mother. You'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass. What? See you in that mountain of rubble you've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright. Who is she talking about, Athena? Oh, what is she talking about? Of course. Why didn't it ever occur to me before? If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? No. Black Cyclox! She puts the psych into Cyclox. No way, it can't be true. Mr. Nick, what's the matter? I see 5 black Cyclox. I've seen these kind of locks before. Dark, black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them. Not with that attitude. No. You know what? It's half one and it's half midnight. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah. And I want to keep going. I did a little research. I looked into those special psych locks you mentioned, Mr. Nick. You did? That's great. I really appreciate it. A red psych lock protects a secret that a person is consciously trying to hide. And if the person falls under the questioning, the lock breaks and the truth comes out. Yep, that's exactly how I got the truth out of Detective Fulbright and and direct to Cosmos. A black psych lock protects a secret from the deepest place in a person's heart. A secret that the person isn't even consciously aware of. So even if they don't know it's there, Athena isn't trying to keep anything from you on purpose. But for some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off even from herself. Ah, she trompe block shit. But I don't want to end the stream, and I'm fine. I'm not EP. But I'm not EP. At least let me go until like 1. Or 1:30. 2. 3. Or 4. Or 7. Or until I start work. Yeah. At least just give me until 1. It's... Yay! 20 minutes! Okay. So all I have to do is break the Cyclops. According to my research, a black Cyclops is like a heavy chain that wrapped directly around somebody's heart. If they're ripped off by force, it could cause permanent damage to a person's soul. In other words, if I'm not careful, I could traumatize Athena for good. I think I start work at 9. Pearls, could you stay by Athena's side? She must be suffering under the weight of such heavy burden.
Alright, but will you be alright by yourself, Mr. Nick?
I'm up against Edgeworth. I have to be able to give this trial all of my focus and strength.
Oh, I got rid of that, by the way.
Like 90% sure I got rid of that.
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, shit. No.
And you can't do that if I'm there. I'll just hold you back. No, that's not it. I just meant I can relax and concentrate if I knew you were with Athena. You're the only one who can do it, Pearls.
Alright. I'll do it then. Good luck, Mr. Nick.
Good. Now that my mind is at ease, I'd better get ready. I'll just tidy up the evidence and take out what I don't need. Time to end this nightmare that started 7 years ago.
Quickly logs onto Twitch and takes it off.
Defense, prosecution and judge. There's even people in the gallery. The roof has been completely blown off and the walls have collapsed. But today, this ruin is my battleground.
How did these people get here and even hear about this court? Or some fast smell of therefore, it is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes. Not whatever that word is, old man. This is a proper official trial. Now take this more seriously or you'll start hearing the bones of the hostages snap. Please try not to upset Miss Blackwell, I'm begging you. My daughter is in there. Court is now in session for the very real, serious, and proper trial of Athena Sykes.
I love him so much. This is no trial. It's nothing more than a ridiculous farce.
What did you say? Edgeworth, did you not just hear what I said to his honor?
However, this ridiculous farce has very important meaning for our legal system. Recall the case of the UR1 incident in which the prosecutor was found guilty of murder. That case ushered in the odious dark age of the law. I see what you're after. If we can find the real truth behind that case today... Precisely. The darkness will be dispelled and glory shall be restored to the court system.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, you sound as if you know something of this truth. Yeah.
I do indeed. A new suspect has emerged in the UR1 case. For 7 years, Simon Blackwell has refused to speak in order to cover for somebody else. Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. I'm sorry, Wright, but the situation is what it is, and I must do what I must. The prosecution moves to indict Athena Sykes on the count of murder in the first degree.
Oh my god, it's this cutscene, yeah!
Regardless the circumstance, I intend to question the defendant with all I have. For that is a part of my creed.
I love it when two gay old men battle each other.
Then you'd better bring it. If the two of you are ready. Court is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes.
Your Honor, the defense was born ready. The prosecution is also ready.
I'm not ready. You want him to be more British? I can try, but I'm also not good at doing a British accent outside of my regular speaking voice.
There's immense tension between us. It's like we're picking up right where we left off.
Me when I've suddenly forgotten what a British accent sounds like, despite me speaking it every day. I can try. Okay.
It's my duty to clear Prosecutor Blackwell of false accusations and end this insanity.
But I'm already London.
But I have no intention of losing Miss Sykes either. She's a very promising young lawyer. I know without a doubt that Athena is innocent.
Fuck off.
But I don't think Prosecutor Blackwell did it either. So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage? At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it is clear what that person is. But it's simply a spy.
What? What do you mean? The one British accent you hate with all your soul? I'm not fucking giving him a Geordie accent. Fucking... You want me to give him a Cockney accent? It'll just sound like Tracer. You want me to fucking cheers, love? The cavalry's here, him. I can't believe you do that to me. Also, I don't know how to do that in a masculine voice. It's different inflections. It's very confusing for my brain. No.
It's going to be hard convincing anyone of that when I barely believe it myself. But I don't have a choice if I want to save Athena and Blackwell and expose the spy. Now then, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. No need for the Chief Prosecutor, but Your Honour. I'm here simply as a prosecutor.
Hey, Vinny.
Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
I can't... You're asking me to do accents from literal other countries. I'm not making him Irish. I'm not making him Scottish. I don't want to be laughed at.
Although I've been known as late to give an impressive opening statement myself.
Aggressively American. How about... No.
In all the trials I've ever seen, only the prosecution gives an opening statement. Of course, you're right. I was joking. Just having a little fun. So he wasn't doing them out of fear. Interesting. Let's start with a brief overview of the UR1 incident.
No, Bax, not close enough. I don't know what the fuck that says.
The incident occurred in the Cosmos Space Center 7 years ago on October 7th. The victim, psychologist Meta Sykes, was killed in the robotics lab on the 4th floor.
Oh, Nouvelette. That's French. He'd be French. I'm not making him French. I'm not going to do that. It's bad enough. Ha ha.
Athena's mother. Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor at the time, was found guilty of the crime. There was two deciding factors that led to his guilty verdict. One, Blackwell was the only person in the corridor to the lab at the time of the murder. And two, this photo which captured the moment of the crime.
Get out of my bag.
Thank you.
Very incriminating evidence indeed.
Oh.
It would appear that the only conclusion is that Prosecutor Blackwell did indeed. Are you kidding me? I'm not accepting any conclusion of the kind. This opening statement is over. Now hurry up and call the witness.
Excuse me, Miss Blackwell, but we must follow proper procedures in this thing, you know.
Or perhaps we should heed her wishes, Your Honour. She is the trial's sponsor, after all. Besides, the courtroom is chilly and sitting for too long can't be good for your back.
Oh, you are very kind to show such concern for the welfare of the elderly. As skilled as ever at playing the court puppeteer, I see. The prosecution calls it first witness, a witness who decided to bring forth a new testimony after 7 long years. New testimony? And just who is this witness anyway? Bobby Fulbright's the name, in justice we trust.
What are you doing here?
I'm just here to speak for the hostage taker, Miss Aura Blackwell. She says she's too busy, what, with confirming and threatening the hostages and all. Well, that doesn't seem to stop her from constantly chiming in through Clunko. I'm nothing more than an observer in this. Do your best, I'm watching you. Believing her brother is innocent, Miss Blackwell has been conducting her own investigation. What?
What did you eat? I really hope not.
I really hope you didn't eat nails. Oh, mold. Oh. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Something, Resident Evil, 7. The Village. No, my fork! My fork! It's the last fork I have left! Okay. I can't believe we lost Annie to the mold. Are you okay? I'm sorry. Baby.
Oh. Baby, I'm sorry.
And although her current actions are hardly lawful, I think we can at least hear her theory. I have right here Miss Blackwell's notes on the investigation she conducted. And I'll be giving testimony based on these notes. Here I go. Laura Blackwell's theory. Simon isn't the murderer he was trying to cover for someone. Someone else was at the scene at the time. They say Simon committed the murder. I mean, if he really was out to steal that moon rock, then why the rolling case? Because he was using it to hide someone inside, that's why. And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena Sykes. Bobbert! And that's Miss Blackwell's theory. It totally goes in the face of the official rolling, huh? About the case she mentions, there were other rolling cases like that one in the lab. But they're not for traveling, they're apparently for moving parts and equipment. You can start calling him Boobert. He probably has massive tits under that anyway. I vaguely remember seeing 3 cases, all different sizes. And at the last trial, they thought that Prosecutor Blackwell used that case to steal the rock. They had a perfectly good reason to think that too. You see, there's a security camera in the corridor that leads to the robotics lab. That case captures footage of Blackwell leaving the scene with the case. Well, yes. But I mean, you know. I think he's built very well. I can see why the footage helped bring his trial to a quick end. In England, we just call them a tit. Stop acting like a tit. You can also be off your tits, and that means drunk. And if something's going tits up, it's going very badly. We're in Scotland, it's just cunt. Yeah. It's very convincing, that's for sure. 7-year-old video updated in the court record. That case, by the way, was later discovered outside the Space Center grounds. Speaking of after the incident, where was the defendant, Athena Sykes, found? She was found on the 5th floor of the Space Center in the Sykes family residence. Prosecutor Blackwell likely brought her there after the incident. In addition, it's unknown where Miss Sykes was at the estimated time of death. Miss Sykes was too confused by the shock of her own mother's death to give proper testimony, and there were no witnesses or evidence to tell us where she might have been. So what you're saying is Miss Sykes didn't have an alibi? That is what the evidence is saying, yes. Thank you. I understand the reasoning behind the theory, but I'm far from convinced. The victim is the accused's mother. Are you actually claiming an 11-year-old girl? Of course, the girl had a very strong motive. Motive? Dr. Sykes was a psychologist who wrote many papers about speech and emotions. You are aware of Athena's special ability, aren't you, Your Honor? Are you referring to that therapy thing? Yeah, she's done it quite a few times in court. She's quite spiffy. You're gonna sign me. Oh, yes, 1 extra 10 minutes, thank you. The ability to read emotions from speech and the subject of her mother's research. Well, as long as it benefits society, I don't see any particular problem with researching it. I don't like where this is heading, not one bit.
Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research that she forced her daughter to undergo experiments.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you seriously suggesting?
I've done my best to be delicate, but even you can't deny it to be true, Mr. Wright. They no longer able to withstand the anguish of experiments. Miss Sykes felt her only choice was to kill her own mother.
Ah! Order in the court. What a tragic story. I hardly want to believe it myself. But we must proceed. Mr. Wright, if you could. Detective Fulbright, please refer to the notes.
Microwave. Meow. Simon isn't the murderer. Yeah. So Prosecutor Blackwell willingly accepted a death sentence to protect someone else.
Yes, that's precisely what Miss Blackwell appears to believe.
And that's what I believe as well. Prosecutor Blackwell is no murderer, Mr. Wright. But Athena Sykes certainly didn't kill anyone either, Mr. Edgeworth. So it appears neither of us can afford to go easy on the other. Fine, I expect no less.
Ooh, I remember this tense atmosphere. It's so invigorating. Judge Junior, calm down. I'm only reading notes here, but yeah, I feel extra invigorated too, so let's keep going.
I know what I'm doing. Simon says somebody else was there at the scene. At the scene, the time they say Simon committed the murder. But that's just speculation.
Objection!
No, Miss Blackwell has proper grounds for her claims. Objection! Then why didn't you say so in the first place?
You're the one who screamed, "Hold it!" and cut me off.
Fine, so maybe I jumped the gun a teeny weeny bit.
Ha ha ha! Now I know what they mean when they said close enough to argue. Moving on.
I mean, if he really was out to steal the moon rock... A rolling case, I suppose you mean this one. That existed in the photo with Prosecutor Blackwell in it. But was absent when the crime scene photos were taken. Yes, that's the one, and Miss Blackwell has drawn a conclusion from these two photos.
She has? And what is that conclusion? You're the one with her notes!
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, right, of course, reading them now. So why the rolling case?
Because he was using it to hide someone inside, that's why.
And how do you propose he hid a person inside one of those cases?
Have you forgotten that we saw such things? This is very worrying things I'm seeing in the corner of my screen, Annie.
Why are you blue? What's wrong with you? Why are you blue?
Like you've suddenly gone from purple to blue.
It's very confusing. Anyway, you've never been blue before, usually just purple. Anyway.
Have you forgotten that we saw the thing just only the other day? At your own daughter's magic show. She fit a grown person. Ah, they went to Tracy's magic show together.
Now you're yellow. Well, you're orange. What are you doing? Why are you changing colors?
Oh, yeah. Way to ruin a memory of a good day.
A magic show. I wish you would have thought to invite me. Actually, I would have liked to go too.
My apologies. I'll invite you both next time, I promise. So, wait a minute. What are we talking about again?
Prosecutor Blackwell was using the case to hide someone.
No!
You ate mold and now you're changing colour.
And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena Sykes. But that's nothing more than conjecture. It's hardly one of the possibility. The only possibility.
In that case, what do you think Prosecutor Blackwell hid in that case?
I think it was the moon rock.
Objection.
There were 3 cases at the scene, but Prosecutor
Blackwell used the largest one.
I'm so sorry. You're green now. Oh god, it's taking effect. I don't think he did, Bax. They found her body at the crime scene.
The moon rock was egg-shaped and only about 8 inches in diameter. It wouldn't have made any sense to use the largest case just to move that rock.
Be that as it may, it doesn't prove Miss Sykes was inside.
Then let me ask you this. Can you come up with a better theory as to what was in the case? Well, Mr. Wright, can you?
Yeah, I can.
I know exactly what Prosecutor Blackwell carried from the scene. Just have to find something else that was missing, right? No sweat.
Ooh. I'd be very interested in hearing your theory, if it's true, that is. You are purple! Wow!
Crime scene photo. This is a crime scene photo taken after Prosecutor Blackwell left, correct? All we have to do is compare this with the photo of Prosecutor Blackwell to see what's missing. If he took something with him, then it should be in one of these photos. Lady Luck, don't fail me now.
Alright then, Mr. Wright, let us hear your theory. What did Prosecutor Blackwell take from the scene of the murder?
Take that!
Wow! Amazing. I'm also limited. Please notice that there's a robot part on the top of the cart in this photo. However, in this photo taken after the crime, the robot part is gone. In other words, this part is something that was taken from the scene of the crime.
You do appear to be right. I don't see it in the second picture.
But it's just a piece of junk. How important could it be? Is it really? Just an insignificant robot part. Speaking of which, what are you looking at? I'm going to start charging for each glance per eyeball. Stingy. What happened to the age of free previews? Ahem, Your Honor, about this robot part. Doesn't it look like it could be an arm from that robot there?
Well, now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it? But the case is still too big to be practical for the full moon rock and robot arm.
But was it really just the one arm that was in there? If it wasn't Athena in that case, then maybe. I believe there was another robot at the scene that looks just like this one here, Your Honor. It is the defense assertion that it was this other robot that was in the case.
What?
Objection!
Objection! We can't be certain that a part belonged to the robot. Yes, it looked like the arm of the one before us, but it could just be something else entirely. Besides, it's wrapped entirely in bandaging, making it difficult to verify what it is.
Objection!
I know for a fact that it's a robot arm. I can even tell you what robot it belonged to just by looking at it. With this information, we can investigate whether it was there at the time or not.
But, Mr. Wright, I thought you were more of a technologically illiterate type. When did you become such an expert? I feel somehow abandoned.
Not to worry, Your Honor. I still know next to nothing about machines. But I know a piece of evidence that proves what robot arm it belonged to.
Y mama y papa.
Where is it? There it is.
Ding ding ding!
Take that!
The robot in this picture is named Ponko. But take a look at Ponko's arm. It was Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that.
She must have thought that a machine heals in the same way that people do. What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild.
The robot arm at the crime scene had the same bandaging wrapped around it. In other words, this robot arm could belong to none other than Ponko.
Order, the court, order, I say. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you have to say to this?
I concede that this robot is about the same size as a child, but it cannot grab its knees and curl itself up tight into a ball. Even if it was the largest of the cases, the robot couldn't have possibly fitted in there. The case comes up to about mid-thigh in Prosecutor Blackwell. I see your point. The robot is much taller than that. Can I... Okay, give me a second. Of course Bronco would fit. All Prosecutor Blackwell had to do was dismantle her. Once taken apart, a robot could have easily fit inside that rolling case. It appears to be a robot assembly device. Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button below. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? It sounds rather violent, but Mr. Wright just have a point there. Objection! Except that there was a body on the table where the robots are dismantled and assembled. There would have been no room to take the robot apart. Objection! But what if it wasn't done on the table? What if the katana was used instead? You mean the sword? Yes, Your Honor. Miss Blackwell, I'd like your opinion of it as a woman of science. Is it true that the katana could have been used to take the robot apart? I suppose so. Their joints aren't made of very tough material. A blade could slice through them. Thank you for your expert opinion, Miss Blackwell. Thanks to you, we now know that the existence of the severed arm in the photo proves Ponko was taken apart. In addition, there is the rest of Ponko that was not found at the scene. We can conclude that the true meaning of this photo is very different from the original interpretation. You can't mean... Exactly what I mean. This photo does not capture the moment of the murder. It's instead a picture moments after the robot was sliced apart. The blood you see where the arm was cut off was transferred there by the bloody katana. Most likely, the rest of Ponko is scattered around Prosecutor Blackwell's feet. Not hearing this. Therefore, what transpired inside of that case was not the defendant, but a robot. Miss Sykes was never at the scene at the time of the murder. Yeah, my head, my body, where am I? I too get confused and don't know where I am sometimes. Order in court. It's true that Ponko was found in pieces after the murder, and I'll admit I'd repaired her myself afterwards. Yes, I'm finally making some progress. Hopefully I get at least one step closer to proving both Athena and Prosecutor Blackwell innocent. Ah, fuck. Well played, Mr. Wright. You've made your point abundantly clear. I can see that it wasn't the defendant in the rolling case, but the robot. Alright, what's going on here? It's never good when he plays things this straight. Does the prosecution withdraw its claim that the defendant was carried from the scene? No, Your Honor. My claim hasn't changed. But Ponko and Miss Sykes couldn't have both been inside that case. The notion that the case was used to carry Miss Sykes was Miss Blackwell's theory. I've been of a different opinion since the onset. Now finally I believe I have the opportunity to voice my theory. Thanks to the defense. Edgeworth, you bitch, you're sleeping on the couch tonight. He's been one step ahead of me this whole time. In that case, how do you propose the defendant left the crime scene? Simple. The footage only shows Prosecutor Blackwell from behind. What's more, he's holding his arm in front of his body as if he were holding something, or someone. That's hardly evidence. I have proof. The surcoat Prosecutor Blackwell was wearing. The victim's blood was found on the front, and its stain had a highly distinctive shape. A blood stain? What distinctive shape? Please continue, Prosecutor Edgeworth. 7 years ago, the defendant was known to constantly wear a certain item, of which there is only one in the world, a special set of headphones made just for her.
She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
Analysis showed the bloodstains to be in the exact same shape as these headphones. In other words, this was no mere blood splatter. The blood went from the victim's body to the headphones, and then was imprinted on Prosecutor Blackwell's coat like a stamp. A most gruesome stamp indeed. Blackwell carried Miss Sykes, who had been hit by splatter, away from the crime scene. This proves that Athena Sykes was, without question, present at the crime scene. And that concludes the prosecution's argument.
Order, order. If the defendant was indeed at the scene, it deepens the suspicions against her.
But we've also shown that the robot was there at the scene as well. I hope you're not making the ridiculous claim that a simple robot was the real murderer.
I don't really think that, no.
But you can't say the possibility isn't there. Detective Fulbright, was the robot questioned at the time?
No, I don't see any record of it. I believe it was considered unrelated to the case.
But as it turned out, the robot was actually integrally related. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Ponko to the stand.
A robot witness? Order in the court. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you think about all this?
He's questioned a parrot before, let's go. So why not a robot? Nothing surprises me anymore with him.
Very well, I will allow this witness. Bailiff, please summon the robot named Ponko.
Okay, I will end it here. I can't believe they gave the robot tits. Anyway. Okay. Alright. So, it is end of stream time. It was a nice 2.5 hour stream. Nothing too terrible. Can't complain really. I'll try and stream again tomorrow and see if we can finish the game. Whether or not I'll be able to mentally after work is another question entirely, but I will in fact do my best. So, yeah. Good night, friends and family. Damn, it's playing the exact same song. What happened? There we go. See, I play this because I know I can't stop it until it finishes, which gives me more stream time because Annie wants to hear his song. Anyway. Now who's the master of manipulation, huh, Annie? Actually, it's Black Quill. I'm so tired. So, hey everyone. No, don't leave! Aw, I can't believe you're leaving me. You're just like Papa. I do get to sleep with my blankie today, so that's nice. And I get to be in my bed, which is also nice. Because even though it's lumpy and bumpy compared to my mattress at my mum's house, it's more familiar to me, and I feel more comfortable sleeping in it. So, thank you. Good night. And, I don't know, follow me on Blue Sky. Alright, goodbye.